Yo, what's up? My name is Azure. I'm hanging out with the Thizzler. Subscribe below. It's definitely pulled from definitely a personal place this time around. I think there was a lot of like hectic, chaotic times going on around us, everybody. But me personally, there was a lot going on in my life as well. So it was just this overall feeling of like heaviness that I reflected on. And definitely there was eras though. It took about 1.5 years to write, record, mix and master everything. I know some people get it done in like 2 weeks, but I'm definitely the last one done writing all the time. I'm always like taking, like 8, 9 different mixes of a song. So I'm like perfectionist in that way. So it takes a while for me. But yeah, like within that 1.5 years, there was definitely eras where things were going great and like I had money and I wasn't really like, in a dark place. But then there was definitely times within the 1.5 years, where you go through phases. So obviously there was dark times too. There's a lot of like adult things that have fallen on my plate for this recording. And yeah, I was just reflecting on that. There was definitely a hardcore era where I think it was just after Trump got elected, all the marches were happening and everybody's kind of conversations were, swirling around in politics and the temperature of the country. So during then, I definitely got on like my super like most deaf-y, like activisty kind of like I put that hat on, And then there was also times where I was just like, I don't know, just smoke a joint and like just see what happens. And it was just a vibe or, a natural way of making music where it wasn't so thought out. But yeah, it was a balance of those. And I think that's why it ended up being, a good balance. It wasn't too like, throw your fist up and let's have picket signs, but it wasn't straight just, oh, I'm just saying whatever, So it was a balance of that. So it was inspired by the times, and especially inspired like by just me becoming more of an adult within this last one. Yeah. I think my favorite song to listen to would be Can You Tell? I think it has like this, for me, a very progressive sound. Like it has like an indie kind of feel on it. It's like the flow is kind of like innovative for me, It's like definitely not just straight like give you the rap kind of flow. I was dancing on it. And it's just like, it's weird. It kind of gives you like this very introspective feel because the lyrics are really personal, but it kind of makes you want to dance, Like it makes me want to dance. It's like it gives you that right there, that bob, that kind of bob though. The P-Lo track came about very like naturally. I was just at his house. I was hanging out with Kuya for a little bit, and it was also because our friend Dr. CSK was there, and he's a mutual friend of me and Kuya, and he like dug records with Kuya back in the day, and I know him from school, and yeah, we kind of got together that day to hang out with Dr. CSK because he's also a doctor and he never comes out. He's literally a doctor, like, but he makes fat beats. But he was there, and then we just recorded it off the fly. Like, it was just like, oh, this is a dope beat. Like, okay, P-Lo's here. Like, Azure is here. Like, they both like it. So it just came about like that. And for me, it just kind of blended well with the soundscape that I was always going for, or already going for. So that's how that one came about. It was natural. For the Sue feature, I did it with Down to Earth on our last full-length project, Fair Share, where I had Sue just sing a hook, and it was like unicorn shit, Like he just came in and like, for the Down to Earth session, he just came in. He didn't even have the headphones plugged in. He could barely, he was hearing the beat through the window, and he still recorded it, and it was super dope. So I wanted to like, kind of get that back in the mix. So I just had him come through. I didn't even you know, I didn't have anything written for him or nothing like that. I was just played it for him, and he was like, put on the headphones and started going. And we sketched it out like that. It was, yeah, it wasn't even like write and record. It was just like, okay, what am I hearing, you know? So that was dope. And it's also always nice to see Sue work, because he's very much of that, you know? He's good on his toes. So actually, there was a song on Kill 2, IAMSU'S mixtape, where there's a secret track at the end of another song. And me, Clyde, David, and Carbine, who's also a very talented rapper, and we were all on it, and we all like took 4-bar stabs, like instead of 16s, you know, it was like 4, 4, and we did it super like wonky too. It was like 4, 4, 4, and then like an 8, and then like another 8, and then like 4s at the end. It was like all over the place, and I think that's why Sue ended up putting it on the project too, because he liked that kind of like posse style Wu-Tang kind of shit on there. The hook went, it was like, we're gonna bring it back down to earth. And when we were deciding the name, that also felt like a very spiritual way of being like, yes, this is the name. And it was funny because I think that the name Down to Earth was already on the table before we even realized that. And I think somebody pointed it out to us or like played it for us, and we were like, oh shit. It was meant to be. So yeah. I think so. I think so. I would be very sad if there wasn't. Yeah, I think it's like a double-edged sword, because I think that the very things that keep us from moving super well together, which is life and jobs, kids, that kind of thing. I think the very thing that keeps us from doing that is also the thing that really is awesome to, like, you know, it makes for good storytelling. It makes for good emotions. Like, if everything is just peachy keen all the time, like, you know, the music's just gonna be like that. So I think the storms that we have to get through as a group is kind of like makes the story in itself. So yeah, I think there will be another Down to Earth project someday. It was super by fluke. This was also during an era where I was like rap only, and Kuya called me on the phone. I was teaching at McClymonds at the time. I was doing a studio program over there for the kids, and he called me literally while I was still at work, and he was like, hey, like our DJ tonight for Sue's mixtape release party is busy or something. He couldn't make it. So he was like, can you come, and also do you have a speaker? And I had both of those things. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go do this, like, you know? And it was dope. Like, it was at FTC, so it was like a very like skatey rap, underground rap kind of crowd, you know? And I went up there, and I, like I just said in the last questions, I literally blended some old ASAP with like Big Pimpin' or something like that. Like, and it just like really got it lit. Like everybody started going hella crazy. And then that mixed with me having known them since high school, like it was just kind of like a natural kind of thing. Yeah, I think it was like up in question too for a while. They were like, damn, why'd they go? I think some people were like, oh, he should have went with somebody else that's like a big DJ, you know? But it was like an organic thing. I think fools wanted just to be with people they hella know, you know? I guess them spankings worked out for me. Not $1 in my savings, but they counting on me. And God put a painting in my mouth for me. The club gave me pussy, laid it on the couch for me. All the love and the flings turned to cuffs and a mink, turned to rugs and a mink, turned to lunch on the creek, turned to punch on the cheek, turned to fuck you, I'm leaving. 'Cause life gives you lemons, but it turned out sour. So what are you surprised for? You should feel lucky you alive for it. Don't you see all these guns that we died for? Look, a lot of tombstones have been carved early. I'm in a 2-door, but it's not pearly. A lot of loose hoes just started early, and my art is surely in its own spot like it's in college. I know you hear me calling. Surprised that these rappers ain't turned into wallets, cause I can spit their motherfucking rhymes into a condom, and I'm in a condo. I'm gonna hit the throttle with this bottle. Check me out. That's it.